Hey guys, welcome to our new YouTube channel.
This is Storybone. My name is Steve and this is my lovely wife Nicole. And today we are going to share with you two stories of pet mishaps that we've each had. So why don't you go ahead and start telling your story.
Alright, so when I was in kindergarten, we were learning how to incubate baby chicks and what happens when they grow up and when they turn into chickens. And we actually went to a farm and a lot of kids got to choose their own chickens there, but me, I wanted to choose the baby chickens that we raised. So I love this chicken too. It followed me, it thought I was its mom. I tried to teach it how to fly, even though chickens don't fly, but little Nicole didn't know that. So it started smelling a little bit funny, and when you're little, you know, your parents tell you to take a bath when you smell funny. So me thinking my chicken needed a bath because it's a human in my mind, I filled up the water, got all my soap ready, put my chicken inside the sink, put it on like nice warm water, and I just remember thinking, oh, my chicken loves this because it's putting its head underwater. But no, it was drowning, and that was the first time I learned about death. And my dad even tried to perform CPR, and I was like completely heartbroken. It was the worst day of my life.
My first pet mishap was with a bird that I had. I named him Frank. I know that's Frank. I named my first pet Frank. Frank was a parakeet, and basically what happened is we never really had him in a cage except for at night. We would let him fly around our house, and we would have to get his wings clipped so that he wouldn't be able to fly, you know, too much and, you know, go out the door. Well, I would always come home from school and, you know, I'd be super excited to see my bird. I probably only had him for a month or two, and I had been telling my mom that we needed to go get his wings clipped, and I think that she had mentioned that we needed to hurry up and do it before, because they grow back. And we didn't wind up getting his wings clipped that month for whatever reason, and I came home from school, I opened the door, and as I opened the door, I watched my bird fly right over my head and take off, and I was so heartbroken. I think my grandma was the only person home at the time, and I blamed her for, if not months. And yeah, the bird flew out, and I blamed her for a long time. And I think what the absolute worst part of it was is the fact that he didn't take off and like disappear forever. He actually flew into a giant tree that was like just across the road. Oh,
so he's like taunting you like,
yeah.
Ah, bitch, I'm out.
Yep. And I could hear him. He would, like, I recognized his tweet, his little whistle, and he would, like, he was there for a couple days, and I was just miserable. I would stand outside and call him for probably hours, crying, hoping he would come back.
He's like, F you, I'm Frank. I live my own life.
I'm Frank, bitch. Alright, so you got another one to tell us about.
Yeah, I got 2 red-eared sliders. I didn't know what to do about cleaning the tank because turtles really smell, and somebody had mentioned to buy one of those little sucker fish, and come to find out now that they're called plecostomus, if I'm even saying that correctly. Mm-hmm. And you know, my turtles didn't really bug, well, one of my turtles ate one of them, but they didn't really bug the fish. The fish kind of did its own thing. It cleaned everything. And I don't know if I was in the middle of transferring my turtles to a bigger tank because they got big really fast, or if I was cleaning out the tank. But I just remember my turtles were not in their tank for about 2 days, and they kind of have like this little like stair where they can go up and kind of like bask in the light. They have like this little drying rock because turtles are not supposed to be in water all the time, so they would come up on this rock and they would dry off. Well, anyways, like I said, they were out of the tank for about 2 days, and I didn't check on their tank because I didn't think that I needed to, you know, watch my suicidal plecostomus because when I walked into my room, he was sitting on this rock and he was just like dried out. I don't even know how he got up there. Like, that guy had some skills.
That's pretty funny. Actually, my friend Matt had a plecostomus that would jump out of the tank and just be on the floor.
Seriously?
Yeah, for hours at a time.
He committed suicide. My animals just like to commit suicide.
Alright, so I got one more. And this was my second pet. I guess I don't get really normal pets, because my first pet was a bird and my second pet was a hermit crab.
A hermit crab? Did you name him Herbert Nenninger?
I wish. It was worse than that. He was Hermie. Hermie the hermit crab. And
Hermie the herpes hermit crab.
no, I got him for a really specific reason, and it wound up being my undoing as a child, because again, I think I was like 9 or 10, and this does end in tears again. I went to the store. I can't remember who took me, but I went to the store and I wanted to get a hermit crab as a pet, because I thought that they were cool. Well, it was like Easter time, so there was all of these different hermit crabs and all their shells were painted like Easter eggs, and I thought that it looked really freaking stupid. But then there was this one little hermit crab that had a totally awesome like spiky shell, and I really wanted that one, but they warned me that his feeding claw had been like removed, like another hermit crab had snapped it off or something, like his big claw, the one that he used to put food in his mouth. But they said there was a chance it might grow back. So I went ahead and got Hermie, brought him home, and he lived for like maybe a week, probably not even that long, probably like 4 or 5 days.
Oh my God.
But up until then, you know, I bonded with him. I did what I thought was playing with him, which pretty much just meant like picking him up or like poking him with a stick. And I didn't juggle him. But, you know, you're a little kid, you bond with your pet. So I had Hermie the hermit crab. 2 days before he died, he started looking really sick, and we noticed that he wasn't like eating anything at all. So I was really sad, and, you know, we hoped he would get better. And then the next day, he had been pale the previous day, but the next day all of his color came back to him. He seemed like he was really spunky and happy.
Did your mom switch him out with another hermit crab?
No, I wish it was that easy. Well, I have to say this was probably one of the most disturbing things I had ever seen. I guess in like a last-ditch effort to like live, he jumped out of his shell. He got out of his shell and he ran around in circles a couple times, and then he died.
I was gonna say, did he go hang out with Frank?
Nope. He just ran in a couple circles and he died. And again, I cried and I cried and I cried and I cried. And I wasn't crying because I didn't have a pet anymore. I was crying because I was so sad that he actually starved to death, and I figured that that was probably like really painful and uncomfortable for him. But yeah, I think I still have the shell somewhere too, his little shell. I'm not 100% sure.
We have definitely more pet stories, because that isn't just like all of our bad luck. We actually have a lot of bad luck, and not with pets, I mean just in life in general.
Alright guys, well thank you so much for getting boned with us today.
That sounds so
I'm going to say it every episode. Thank you so much for getting boned with us today. We will see you next time. It'll probably be soon. Make sure you share this video with your friends if you thought it was funny. Make sure to click the like button. And to stay up to date with us, make sure you subscribe.
And we definitely want to do like a food challenge video, so let us know if you want to see that. And
oh, and just for shits and giggles, if you have any horrible pet mishap stories, leave them in the comment section below, and we might just go ahead and read them in our next episode.
don't let life bone you. When life bones you, get back up and continue living, unlike my plecostomus and like 90% of my animals.
Thanks guys, take care.